Good morning. Good morning, family. Welcome to Love and Liberation with Alicia Anabel La Santa. Let's get comfortable. We're going to start in a seated pose, right? Palms up on your knees. Let's take some deep breaths. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Allow your belly to fill with air. Exhale. Allow your belly to come in. Inhale. You're contracting and expanding, right? You're contracting on the exhale, expanding on the inhale. Okay, inhale, exhale. Also tightening your groin area. You're doing kegels or just this tightening beneath, right? Squeezing, inhale, exhale. That's what the breath should feel like. Let's start with some gentle stretches. Right hand over left knee, left hand behind your back. Turn your head to your left and stretch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. For a deeper stretch, let's look over our left shoulder. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Come to center. Left hand over right knee, right hand behind your back. Let's look over to our right. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let's look over our shoulder to the right. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Come to center. This morning, we're going to start just some gentle poses on the floor. Inhale. I want you to reach forward and try to come down. Inhale. We're bowing down to ourselves as we begin this practice. We're being gentle with ourselves. We're awakening our muscles. We're sending love to all the parts in our body that feel a little bit achy today. Let's lie on our back. And let's start in Savasana just to send love to parts of our body as we begin this practice. Let's stretch. And let's bring our right knee in for a stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Release leg. Bring your left leg into your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Release your legs. Bring both legs up. Let's hug. If you can lift your head and touch your knees, great. If not, just leave your back flat and stretch. Let's swing our legs to the right, slowly, but looking to the left. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, legs up. Hug your legs, hug your knees. Let's bring our knees to the left. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Hug your knees. Let's rock. Come up to seated. Scratch back. Let's come down. Come to bridge pose. And let's move into our cat-cow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's just twist our body. Let's move it. Let's rotate, right? To the left. Come back to center. Rotate to the right. Let's come up to downward facing dog. For 3 breaths. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's work our feet to our hands or jump to it in between. Let's come up to mountain. And mountain. Let's get into this practice, family. Let's get into this practice. Let's stretch, feel the burn. Take a sip of water if you need to. Mountain pose. Shoulders back. Chin up. We're not looking down. We're walking like the warriors that we are this morning. Let's wake up. Or for those of you who are going to sleep, let's slow down. Let's take a deep breath, hands up. Inhale, let's stretch, let's reach, let's look up, let's thank Alofi for this beautiful day. Let's come forward. Let's come forward. Inhale, and let's just hang here. If you can touch the floor, let's reach for the floor. Hands on mat. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Come up halfway. Just hang here. Come back down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to step our right foot back on the mat. Our left foot in for our lunge. Let's take a deep breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's come to our knees. Cool. Come down. Head on mat. Inhale. Exhale. Let's come up halfway. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's come up to cobra. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come up to downward facing dog. Let's come meet our hands. Let's slowly come up to mountain pose. Deep breath, hands up. Let's come down. Let's hang here. Hands on mat. Halfway. Left leg back. Right leg back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Knee to mat. Come down. Come up to cobra. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet back up to your hands. Slowly come up to mountain. Hands up. Inhale. Exhale. One more round. Hang here. Hands on mat. Inhale. Exhale. Come up halfway. Right leg back. Left leg back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Knees on mat. Down. Come up to sun salutation. Come up to bridge. Let's move into our cat-cow. You feel that sweat? Let's rotate our body. Let's come into child pose. Let's just rest here for a moment. Come up to your knees. And now I'm going to move through. That's the end of this practice. If you want to fast forward to the meditation at the end, the reading, I'm going to spend the next 15 minutes doing my Kundalini section. So namaste for those who did that morning stretch with me. Yeah.
That is ready to start practice. Her socks are removed, her head is wrapped. She is now rubbing her hands together to activate her nervous system and to signal to her brain that she is ready to meditate. Rub your hands together and bring them to prayer. And press the base of the thumb against the thymus gland. Close your eyes. Inhale, suspend the breath, release the breath, release the hands, put them to your knees, and now please come on your back for the first pose in. Now you're here to increase gut intelligence. This is alternate leg lift. So please inhale your right leg up, exhale the right leg down, inhale the left leg up, exhale the left leg down, toes are pointed, slowly at the beginning, taking your time. You can close your eyes. So this is an adjustment. If you look at Griselda on the screen, if you need support on your lower back, you can bring your hands into a triangle position on the small of your back. You can also bring a towel or a blanket to place underneath the small of your back. So as you hear Griselda's breath is audible, you're inhaling up, exhaling down, activating that navel center, the manipura, really increasing that gut intelligence. For this particular pose, Griselda's toes are pointed, and the leg that's down can actually assist the leg that's coming up by pressing the heel down onto the mat. This particular kriya that Griselda's doing is good for the lower digestive area. Please relax your shoulders, relax your face, and keep going. It may start to get a bit challenging, but keep going. Really activating the navel center. This isn't necessarily you just kicking your legs up and down. You're doing this with intention, activating the navel center to help bring the legs up. Last 30 seconds, increase the speed, but keeping the integrity of the pose. Pointing the toe that comes up, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the face, and keep going. And inhale and relax. Now for the next pose, please lift your arms up with the palms facing each other as you see Griselda on the screen. If you are not on the heaviest day of your cycle, please bring both legs up to 90 degrees. If you are on the heaviest day of your cycle, you would do the pose that Griselda just did, alternating legs. So bring your legs up on the inhale, down on the exhale, up and down. And this, you are activating your upper digestive gut health. You can also adjust by placing your hands on the small of your back, as you see Griselda doing. If you get tired, you can start to alternate the legs. But the full pose in its full expression is arms are up straight, palms facing each other. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Again, activating that navel center, that manipura, activating the gut, activating the navel as you bring the legs up. And as you see, Griselda is alternating between arms up, relaxing the shoulders as much as you can, relaxing the face, and going deep within when it starts to get challenging. This kriya is challenging, but it is so, so powerful. And we believe in you. You can do this. You deserve this. So as you see, Griselda's getting a bit tired, but she's not stopping. She's alternating legs. Last 30 seconds, let's see if we can finish with the full expression of the pose. Pointing the toes, bringing them up to 90 degrees, and really activating that gut, yes. Keep going. Last few seconds, you're doing beautifully. If you can hear my voice, you're doing beautifully. And relax, hug the knees into the chest, and just relax. Just relaxing, taking a much needed pause. Just breathing, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the face. If this was a bit challenging for you, please do your best not to judge yourself or say, oh, I could have done better. You did as good as you can. Keep the chin down to keep the neck nice and long and the spine long. This pose helps to eliminate gas and it helps to relax the heart. So even though you're resting a bit, it's still an active pose. Now extend the arms out to your side because this is just gonna have to move a bit. You can still move it, you have space. Now lift the legs up to 60 degrees. So look at Griselda, it's not 90, right? It's not your leg straight up, it's not 45. 60 degrees, the degrees to which the Kundalini energy rises in your body. So the inhale looks like this. Inhale, exhale, and bring your knees to your chest. It's like you're flying. So you're inhaling, exhaling. This pose helps to charge the magnetic field. It helps to strengthen your aura. It is a heart opener. By bringing your legs up to 60 degrees, you're actually activating meridians in your heart. So this is all intentional, all of this. It's like you're flying. Think of taking flight, keeping the chin down, relaxing the face, pointing the toes. So take your time, but keep going. If you need to take a break, please do so. You can pick up the speed if you'd like. If not, you stay where you are. Beautiful. Stay with it, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the face, pointing the toes, and continuously activating the navel center, the manipura. If this is a bit challenging, you're actually working, you're activating your aura, you're breaking free of trauma that's lodged in your manipura, in your gut, in your solar plexus. Yes, last 20 seconds, let's pick up the speed. Yes, audible breaths. Relax, relax, hug the knees in for a few seconds. Now you're going to hug the right knee in and extend the left leg out. Inhale the left leg up, exhale the left leg down, and continue with this pumping motion as Griselda's doing. Engage the navel. Continue to engage the navel, yes. Your back wants to jump off the floor, don't it? Yeah, so Griselda's in the pose and she's telling me what her body's doing. Like the back wants to jump off of the mat. When you engage the belly, you actually keep the back on the floor. So go as slow as you need to make sure the back doesn't jump from the ground. Yep, take your time. You're only here for a minute. Last 30 seconds, increase the speed. So this is a pumping motion. You're actually unhinging your hips when you do this. It opens the pelvic floor. Yes, it opens the pelvic floor. Menstrual health. Yes, gut health. Eliminating if you have issues pooping. Last 10 seconds, try to pick up the speed. Now relax both legs. Hug the opposite knee, the left knee in. Inhale the right leg up. Toes pointed and down. Yes. Really grip that leg to be able to anchor the back down. So you are applying a very strong lock to the hands, bringing the fingers interlaced together and pumping, right? You feel it in your biceps, like your arms should feel like you're lifting like light weights because you're putting so much pressure on that closed leg. Yes. So focus. If you want to close your eyes, you should be sweating by now. Relaxing the face, relaxing the shoulders, and activating that manipura, that navel center. Last 20 seconds, increase the speed. You're almost done. Last 5 seconds. Hug both knees in, hug both knees in, relax. Yes. Extend the legs, come onto your bellies. And pressing all your palms and all 10 fingers onto the mat, pressing the toes onto the mat. Inhale up for a downward dog and be here for a couple of breaths. Stretching. Now walk the hands and the knees together, hanging out here for a little bit, and then coming up slowly like molasses. Yes, beautiful. And now turning around. Griselda's going to show you the way to place your hands. So you're going to break, you're going to break your wrists. Griselda's just going to show you how your hands are. Your arms are straight. So it looks like you have like a tabletop or a tray on you. So that's the way your hands ideally should be. So Griselda, if you could face the camera. So that's the inhale. The inhale, exhale down. She's going to come down slowly. And when she's down, she's going to apply the mule band, which is activating, and she's going to come up. Inhale, exhale slowly. On the exhale, she's going to activate the lock, bringing pressure and bringing the anus in, the rectum, the vulva, the prostate. As she's down, she's going to let that hold go. She's going to come up on the inhale, exhale down, apply the lock to the sexual organs and the rectum. Inhale up, maybe a little bit slower. Exhale down. Her arms stay with her ears. Inhale up. Take your time. Exhale down. Apply the lock, activating the sexual organs. Release the locks. Inhale up. Take your time. Exhale down. Apply the lock. Release the lock. Inhale up. Last 10 seconds. You can increase the speed, keeping the integrity of the pose. Her arms stay with her ears, and her wrists are still bent with that tray. All right, now coming down, staying there, hanging out, relaxing the shoulders, shaking the head out. However you'd like, come to a lying position. You could come into a squat, to a savasana. The most important pose in this practice, in any yoga practice, the resting pose. So pick your wedgie, fix your wrap, fix your turban. If you'd like, put on your socks, grab a blanket, turn off the lights if you'd like, and just be still. Breathe Breathing here, congratulating yourself for another day completed. And relax your legs that worked so vigorously today. Relax the thighs. On the next exhale, relax your womb and your solar plexus, that core that you worked out today. You send a lot of love to today. On your next exhale, relax your hands, your elbows, and your shoulders. Keep breathing, and on the next exhale, relax the ribs and the chest. Even in the relaxing state, you can open your heart. If you haven't done so already, slightly open the mouth, relaxing the tongue. Your ears, cheeks, and nose relax automatically. Now send love to the eyes, the two eyes you see through, and the third eye, which is the soul's eye, and relax that. Now relax the crown of the head and just relax. If your thoughts wander, come back to the breath, judgment free. Come back to the breath. Start to wiggle your toes, start to wiggle your fingers. Come back into the space. Now hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice little back massage by swaying side to side or rocking back and forth. In order to come to a seated position, you can rock back and forth and meet us in a seating pose. Griselda and I are going to close you out with the long time sun song mentioned in the first video. A beautiful way to close this practice. So same way that we started, rubbing the hands together, activating the nervous system, thanking your nervous system, thanking your glandular system, thanking all of your systems. Now press the hands into prayer and press the base of the knuckle onto the thymus gland. We're going to sing the long time sun song 2 times and end with a long sat and a short nam. So let's inhale to begin. May the long time sun shine upon you. Oh, love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. Oh, love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam.
Sat Nam. Another day down in my 40-day challenge. Good morning, family. Good morning. Let's take a deep breath. We are on the chapter Miracles. From A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. 3. Resurrection. Your resurrection is your awakening. The purpose of our lives is to give birth to the best which is within us. The Christ comes as a child because the symbol of the newborn infant is the symbol of someone whose innocence is unmarred by past history or guilt, The Christ child within us has no history. It is the symbol of a person who is given the chance to begin again. The only way to heal the wounds of the past, ultimately, is to forgive them and let them go. The miracle worker sees that his purpose in life is to be used in service for the forgiveness of mankind, to awaken us from our collective sleep. The Course tells us, the Bible says that a deep sleep fell upon Adam, and nowhere is there reference to his waking up. So far, there has been no comprehensive reawakening or rebirth. We can all contribute to a global rebirth to the extent that we allow ourselves to be awakened from our own personal dream of separation and guilt, to release our own past and accept a new life in the present. It is only through our own personal awakening that the world can be awakened. We cannot give what we don't have. We're all assigned a piece of the garden, a corner of the universe that is ours to transform. Our corner of the universe is our own life, our relationships, our homes, our work, our current circumstances exactly as they are. Every situation we find ourselves in is an opportunity perfectly planned by the Holy Spirit to teach love instead of fear. Whatever energy system we find ourselves a part of, it is our job to heal it, to purify the thought forms by purifying our own. It's never really a circumstance that needs to change. It's we who need to change. The prayer isn't for God to change our lives, but rather for Him to change us. That's the greatest miracle, and ultimately the only one, that you awaken from the dream of separation and become a different kind of person. People are constantly concerning themselves with what they do. Have I achieved enough? Written the greatest screenplay? Formed the most powerful company? But the world will not be saved by another great novel, great movie, great business venture. It will only be saved by the appearance of great people. A glass vase is meant to hold water. If more water is poured into a vase than its volume can contain, then the vase will shatter. So with our personalities. Let me see something. The power of God, particularly at this time, is pouring into us at a rapid pace and high velocity. If our vessel, our vehicle, our human channel is not prepared properly through devotion and deep reverence for life, then the very power that is meant to save us begins to destroy us, our creativity, rather than making us personally powerful, then makes us hysterical. That is why creative power, God within us, is experienced as a double edged sword. If received with grace, it blesses us. If received without grace, it drives us insane. This is one of the reasons why so many creative people have turned to destructive uses of drugs, to actually dull the experience of the reception of God's power rather than enhance it. God's power coming into us in a culture that had no fame for that power or acknowledgement of genuine spiritual experience so frightened us that we ran to drugs or alcohol to avoid feeling what was really happening. It was only when we were stoned that we had the courage to claim our own experience. Miracles are everyone's right, says A Course in Miracles, but purification is necessary first. Impurities, mental or chemical, pollute the system and desecrate the altar within. Our vehicle then can't handle the experience of God. The waters of spirit rush into us, but the vase begins to crack. It's not the flow of power we have to work on. God's love is already pouring in as fast as we can handle it, but the preparedness with which we receive it. A Course in Miracles likens us to people in a very bright room who have their fingers in front of their eyes, complaining that it's dark in here. The light has come, but we don't see it. We don't realize that the present is always a chance to begin again, a light filled moment. We respond to light as if it were darkness, and so the light turns to dark. Sometimes It is only in retrospect that we can see that we were given another chance at life, a new relationship, or whatever. But because we were too busy reacting to the past, we missed the opportunity at something radically new. When we're truly honest with ourselves, our problem is not that opportunities for success haven't appeared. God is always expanding our possibilities. We are given plenty of opportunities, but we tend to undermine them. Our conflicted energies sabotage everything. To ask for another relationship or another job is not particularly helpful if we're going to show up in the new situation exactly as we showed up in the last one. Until we're healed of our internal demons, our fearful mental habits, we will turn every situation into the same painful drama as the one before. Everything we do is infused with the energy with which we do it. If we're frantic, life will be frantic. If we're peaceful, life will be peaceful. And so, our goal in any situation becomes inner peace. Our internal state determines our experience of our lives. Our experiences do not determine our internal state. The term crucifixion means the energy pattern of fear. It represents the limited negative thinking of ego and how it always seeks to limit, contradict, or invalidate love. The term resurrection means the energy pattern of love, which transcends fear by replacing it. A miracle worker's function is forgiveness. In performing our function, we become channels for resurrection. God and man are the ultimate creative team. God is like electricity. A house can be wired for it, but if there aren't any light fixtures, what good does that do? If God is seen as electricity, then we are his lamps. It doesn't matter the size of the lamp or its shape or design. All that matters is that we get plugged in. It doesn't matter who we are or what our gifts are. All that matters is that we are willing to be used in his service. Our willingness, our conviction gives us a miraculous power. The servants of God bear the imprint of their master. Lamps without electricity cast no light, and electricity without lamps cast no light either. Together, whether they cast out all darkness, together, however, they cast out all darkness. 4. Cosmic adulthood. Open quote, a child of God, you were created to create the good, the beautiful, and the holy, end quote, Course in Miracles. As we become purer channels for God's light, we develop an appetite for the sweetness that is possible in this world. A miracle worker is not geared toward fighting the world that is, but toward creating the world that could be. Just treating the symptom of a problem isn't really treating it. Take nuclear bombs, for example. If we all work hard, sign enough petitions, and elect new officials, then we can ban the bomb. But if we don't get rid of the hatred in our hearts, what good will that do, ultimately? Our children, or our children's children, will manufacture a destructive force more powerful than the bomb if they are still carrying within them enough fear and conflict. Everything in the physical universe becomes part of the journey into fear. Hang on, let's highlight that. Everything in the physical universe becomes part of the journey into fear or the journey back to love, depending on how it's used by the mind. What we devote to love is used for love's purposes, so we work within the worldly illusion, politically, socially, environmentally, etc. But we recognize that the real transformation of the world comes not from what we're doing, but from the consciousness with which we are doing it. We are actually just buying time, while the real transformation of global energies has a chance to kick in. The miracle worker's purpose is spiritually grand, not personally grandiose. The high cosmic drama is not your career, your money, or any of your worldly experiences. Your career is certainly important, as is your money, your talent, your energy, and your personal relationships. But they're important only to the extent they are devoted to God, to use for his purposes. When we outgrow our immature preoccupation with the small self, we transcend our selfishness and become cosmically mature. Until we find that cosmic maturity, we're childish. We're worrying about our car payments, our career advancements, our plastic surgery, our petty hurts, while political situations careen towards disaster and the hole in the ozone looks worse every day. Childishness is when we're so preoccupied with things that ultimately don't matter that we lose our essential connection with things that do. There's a difference between childish and childlike. Childlike implies spirituality as in tenderness and a profound knowing that makes us open to new impressions. Childlike is when we see ourselves as children in the arms of God. We learn to step back and let Him lead the way. God isn't separate from us because He's the love inside our minds. Every problem inside and out is due to separation from love on someone's part. 35,000 people a day die of hunger on earth, and there's no dearth of food. The question is not what kind of God would let children starve, but rather what kind of people let children starve. A miracle worker returns the world to God by making conscious change to a more loving way of life. Did I read this? No. It feels familiar. It just feels so familiar, all of the words. God, what kind of people let children starve? A miracle worker returns the world to God by making a conscious change to a more loving way of life, waiting for waiting with cynical resignation for the world's collapse makes us part of the problem, not the answer. We must consciously recognize that for God, there is no order of difficulty in miracles. Love heals all wounds. No problem is too small for God's attention or too big for Him to handle. Every system in the world, socially, politically, economically, biologically, is beginning to crumble under the weight of our own cruelty. Without miracles, it could be argued that the gig is up, that it's already too late to save the world. Many people are convinced that the world is headed for an inevitable major collapse. Any thinking person knows that the world is in many ways moving in a downward spiral, and an object continues to move in whatever direction it's currently headed. Only the application of a stronger counterforce can change its direction. Miracles are that counterforce. When love reaches a critical mass, when enough people become miracle minded, the world will experience a radical shift. This is the 11th hour. The Course tells us that it's not up to us that we learn, but only whether we learn enough, whether we learn. The Course tells us that it's not up to us that we learn, but only whether we learn through joy or through pain. We will learn to love one another, but whether we learn it painfully or peacefully is entirely up to us. If we continue in our dark ways and we manifest nuclear war, then even if there are only 5 people left on the planet at the end of the conflagration, those 5 people will have gotten the point. They would surely look at one another and say, let's try to get along. But we can bypass the scenario of a nuclear Armageddon if we so desire. Most of us have already suffered our own personal Armageddons. There's no need to go through the whole thing again collectively. We can get the point later, or we can get the point now. Knowing that we have a choice is a genuinely adult understanding of the world. We have a choice. After Dorothy had gone through her whole dramatic journey to Oz, the Good Witch told her that all she had to do was click her heels together 3 times and say, I want to go home, I want to go home, I want to go home. There had been no need for the long traipse down the yellow brick road. Dorothy, who I'm sure was outraged, said, Why didn't you tell me that? The witch replied, You wouldn't have believed me. In ancient Greek tragedies, there's a common device called Deus machina. The plot builds up to a disastrous climax, and just when it looks as though all hope is lost, a god appears and saves the day. That's an important piece of archetypal information. At the last moment, when things look the worst, God does appear. Not because he has a sadistic sense of humor, waiting until we're totally desperate before showing us his muscle. He takes so long because it's not until then that we bother to think about him. All this time, we thought we were waiting for him. Little did we know, he was waiting for us. That's it. Hello. That was gorgeous. Family, let us close out. Let us inhale everything we need today. What do you need today? What do you need to be more open, to be more loving, to be more kind, to be more energized, to have vitality, to have more strength, to have more faith, to have more hope, to be assured, to be certain, without doubt, that the universe got us, that spirit got us, that Egun got us, right? Call forth everything you need. Let's vibrate. What are we sending out to the world, to our family, to ourselves? Oh, yeah, madre, aquí está tu hija. Let's breathe. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Family, in many ways, we are in a battle. We are in a battle. We are at war, unfortunately. How will we show up for this war? This is a spiritual war. This is a spiritual war. What are we fighting for? What are we bringing to this war? How are we being armed? I am being armed with love, with peace, with truth, with history, with ancestral wisdom, ancestral medicine. My Egun got me. Your Egun has you. What are we sending out to the world? What is our intention? How will we show up? How will we show up? What will we give? What will we teach? How will we serve? Family, I'm sending you all so much love today. May you be kind to yourself and others. What I wish for me, I wish for you. I'm sending you peace and love and strength. Ache, amen, namaste. And so it is. Have an amazing day, yo. Peace.